Hey babies, it is spooky season, so we are going to be playing Dredge again. This is the same list that I played in the past. I got a couple requests to play it some more because Dredge saw some decent tournament results recently, and also it's Halloween season, so this is the most Halloweeny deck, I think, between all of the zombies and vampire zombies and whatnot. So let's get spooky. Alright, round one with Dredge. We don't have any Dredgers or Cathartic effects, so we're going to mulligan this one. Our opponent's on the play. They are not playing a companion. We have Thrilling Discovery, 2 lands. Looks like we're keeping this, getting rid of Narcomoeba. And let's see what our opponent's on. Opponent plays Wooded Foothills, cracks it down to 19, gets Blood Crypt, goes down to 17, and plays Aether Vial. Looks like it's probably Goblins. We draw Otherworldly Gaze. Let's lead on City of Brass so we can play either Otherworldly Gaze or Dark Blast during our opponent's turn. Opponent rolls up Vial, plays another Woofu, cracks it down to 16, gets Stomping Ground down to 14, and plays Mog War Marshal. Okay. Looks like we're playing Otherworldly Gaze here. Playing it in second main. Prized Amalgam to the graveyard, Stinkweed Imp to the graveyard, and Thrilling Discovery to the graveyard. Okay. So we can dredge Stinkweed Imp, and then depending on what we dredge, we can decide what we're discarding to Thrilling Discovery. Dredge 5, no triggers, play Inspiring Vantage. We already have a Golgari Thug in our graveyard, so I think I'm going to discard Prized Amalgam. Along with Stinkweed Imp here. Yes. Discard, discard. Dredge Stinky. Dredge Stinky. Dredge Stinky. Beautiful. We get Creeping Chill and Narcomoeba. That means we're getting back Prized Amalgam and some amount of Silver Smoke Ghoul. I think I see two of them. So 2 Prized Amalgams, 2 Silver Smotes are coming back. Fantastic. And I don't think they should be able to kill us next turn. I guess we'll see, but they don't have a conspicuous Snoop without Summoning Sickness, so we should be good. It's possible they could play like Skirk Prospector and make some mana and give it haste somehow. But I don't think we should have a way to die here. They play Ignoble Hierarch off of their Aether Vial. What you got, opponent? Runevelt Hordemaster, okay. That certainly gets them closer to having us dead. But I think they're dead if we get to untap here. Opponent plays Cavernous Souls, they have 2 cards in hand. Opponent plays Sling Gang Lieutenant, okie dokie. I guess I'll chump block here. So I could Dark Blast away their Runevelt Hordemaster. And then also Dark Blast the Sling Gang. And then just attack. That doesn't seem bad. Getting Ox seems like a decent way to win here, though. I can't double Dark Blast because this is an Inspiring Vantage, so never mind on that. Let's just... I could dredge Golgari Thug and possibly get some triggers, or I could hopefully draw a land. Let's just dredge Thug. We get a Creeping Chill and a Narcomoeba. Yes. Okay. Yes. Opponent is at 8. We've seen 2 Creeping Chills. What's the best way to do this? So this triggers with any goblin, right? Yeah. I could possibly drain them an extra 6 and put them down to 2. I could Dark Blast now and force them to decide between getting cards for Runevelt Hordemaster or not. Yeah, let's Dark Blast now. I think that's the way to do this. Opponent just sacrifices that. Okay. Cavern of Souls is in the exile zone. I want some amount of blockers up, I think, just because they have so many creatures. Let's attack, attack, attack. Leave back Prized Amalgam. I might be playing a little bit too carefully here, but I respect the Goblins deck a lot since I'm familiar with how explosive it can be. Opponent drains us with Sling Gang. 2 guys die. They should have sacked those because the Silver Smoke Ghouls get to come back since we Creeping Chilled earlier. Excellent. Bit of a misplay on our opponent's side. Ether Vial, does it tick up or does it stay on 2? Goes up to 3. Okay. Opponent gets Boggart Harbinger, so they get to fix their top deck. What are they going to draw? I would really like to dredge into Conflagrate. I think that's the way that I absolutely win next turn. Because if I dredge Conflagrate, I can deal 6 divided as I choose, and then I can attack in after that, which should be more than lethal. What's the best thing they could draw here? Maybe just another Sling Gang Lieutenant, since they don't have the combo together anyway. But if they're not necessarily threatening the combo right now... Let's see, does this say if it's a Goblin you can cast it, or if it's anything? Yeah, okay, so the Cavern of Souls isn't going to matter. Probably playing Ox next turn. If I just happen to dredge into Conflagrate, I'll play that instead. Depending on what they get here, I might actually just dredge back Dark Blast so I can kill Harbinger to stop them from comboing, but we will see if that's necessary at all, I guess. Opponent gets Goblin Ringleader. Okay. I assume they're going to cast that during their main phase, and then we'll see what they get off of Ringleader. We'll dismiss that. Opponent sees a Goblin Matron. That's a pretty bad Ringleader. It's fine card advantage-wise, of course, but only 1 Goblin is not very much. Okay. Once it's hacking in for 3, do I block with Prized Amalgam? I don't think I'm going to kill them next turn anyway. Yeah, let's just block with Prized Amalgam since it's going to come back anyway. Alright, they just sacrificed it, so it's fine. That was the right decision. Alright, choices, choices. I think I'm going to Dredge Dark Blast to give myself the most possible options. If I Dark Blast here, they can sacrifice it, drain. I attack for lethal. I think I attack in with everything and then Ox is the way to do this. So that I can possibly just kill them with Creeping Chills, and they won't expect it necessarily. But I think this should wrap up the game. We're going to be able to mill 15 cards. That gives us pretty decent odds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Opponent's taking 7. They can gain 4. They can Matron. Is it even worth playing Ox since we have such good board control right now? I think I'd rather just hold up Dark Blast, honestly. I guess if I would Dark Blast, I'd do it now. Because I could see them, since they're playing Jund, getting the Sacrifice combo possibly online with Matron and a Lucky Draw. It's 3, the Persist Goblins 2, the Goblins to give it counters is 3 more, so actually they can't do that. So let's just get Ox into play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They don't have quite enough mana to get the infinite combo that involves sacrificing online. Dredge Stinky, Dredge Stinky, Dredge Stinky. We only hit 1 Creeping Chill with that, but that's fine. Opponent's at 3. We could have made them sacrifice some more stuff if we hit another one, but our board's going to be larger now, so that's fine at least. What you got, opponent? I'm giving them the opportunity to find their combo if they have it. What's Matron gonna get? They're doing it before they draw, which is a little weird. They get a Slinging Lieutenant, that's fine. There's really good odds that we dredge into our Conflag here. And all of these are X1s. So that should just be it. Prized Amalgams come back. Let's dredge Stinky for biggest Conflag opportunity, and we have a Creeping Chill on the stack, so they have to sacrifice something now. Unless they don't want to do anything, and they die. Excellent. I might have overthought that, but I do respect the hell out of the Goblins deck since it's pretty powerful. Let's bring in... They probably have Leyline of the Voids, so let's bring in Nature's Claims. They could also be decently useful just for hitting Aether Vial and disrupting them. They might have some amount of Unlicensed Hearse, in which case Portable Hole would be good. But I don't want to slim down on the deck too much. Conflag is definitely staying in. Let's cut 1 Ox. Let's cut a Silver Smote Ghoul. One more Silver Smote Ghoul. Let's cut a Silver Smote Ghoul, 1 Golgari Thug, since I don't want to get rid of any of the Dark Blasts, and 1 of the lands. Let's cut... Let's go with Steam Vent since they're not playing Besage. At least, well, they're probably not playing Besage. They do have green. So maybe I should respect that. Let's cut a Gemstone Mine. Let's do it like that. There's a decent chance our opponent's just going to try to mulligan for Leyline of the Void, because I think most Goblin decks play 4 of those in the sideboard. It might be different since they're playing Jund, but I don't really expect it to be. And unfortunately, only 3 of our sideboard cards actually hit Leyline of the Void, since Portable Hole can't hit it, and Ancient Grudge can't hit it. And those are our other decent ways of dealing with artifacts or enchantments that are graveyard hate. Looks like our opponent is deciding whether to mulligan or not, so hopefully they decide to keep a hand that does not have Leyline. That would be fantastic. Either way, we're going to favor having a hand that has Nature's Claim. Alright, we have Nature's Claim, we have Otherworldly Gaze, 2 lands, Silversmote Ghoul, Thrilling Discovery, no Dredgers, but there's a decent chance we can find one with Otherworldly Gaze, and I think the Nature's Claim is strong enough that we just keep this. Our opponent kept 7, we'll see if they have hate or not. Let's keep. We're not thrilled to have the Narcomoeba in our hand, and Silversmote Ghoul is a little bit awkward too, compared to just having like a Stinkweed Imp here. They did not have Leyline. Fantastic. They lead on Unclaimed Territory into Aether Vial. We draw Prized Amalgam. Let's just go City Brass Go, plan on playing Otherworldly Gaze, possibly Nature's Claim if they play Curse or something on their turn 2. Prized Amalgam and Silversmote Ghoul we don't necessarily want to be jammed up in our hand right now, but we can't really help it. Conspicuous Snoop. So I think what our opponent was deciding between was either keeping a hand with a fast combo clock, or just going straight for Graveyard Hate and mulliganing for it. We found a Dark Blast, which is not the best Dredger, but it's something at least. Let's get rid of both of these, get rid of Dark Blast. Plan on dredging Dark Blast during our opponent's turn. So holding up Dark Blast could possibly stop our opponent from having the kill on us, which is nice. Let's play Gemstone Mine. We didn't hit any more Dredgers, so I think the smart plan is passing the turn, holding up Dark Blast on... Well, since they have Runevelt Hordemaster, we need to get rid of this Aether Vial to be able to Dark Blast Boggart Harbinger, so let's go ahead and Nature's Claim Aether Vial. That gives them the opportunity that if they find Graveyard Hate, they'll be able to make it resolve. But I think we have to deal with that. They put Ignoble Hierarch into play. Okay. Opponent's at 22. They play Harbinger. Okay, so they did have the opportunity here. Fuck this Harbinger. Gotta get rid of that. I'm glad that I played like that, for sure. Let's see what our opponent puts on top. We could possibly dredge into Conflag. That would probably be one of the best hits for us right here. They just put Ignoble on top, and then they cast it, I assume. That's kind of spicy. That's a cool play. Opponent has 3 cards in hand. Okay. Let's dredge Dark Blast. We do not hit Conflag. Let's... We still don't have any more dredgers, which kind of sucks. Since we haven't hit any more dredgers, I think I need to pass again, unfortunately. Depending on what happens here, I'm either going to Dark Blast or Otherworldly Gaze during our opponent's turn. If I don't have to Dark Blast, that's kind of nice, because then I can double Dark Blast Conspicuous Snoop during my turn to try to take them off the combo completely. They could also possibly cast Leyline of the Void now, since they have enough mana. They play Runevelt Hordemaster. Okay. They play Mog War Marshal. Okay. They play Aetherfile. They have no cards in hand, and we know what's on top of their deck now, so we have perfect information. Do I Dark Blast the Runevelt Hordemaster? I'm going to be at 13. Because Otherworldly Gaze could possibly set me up with better Dredge effects, but I think the Hordemaster is scary enough that I need to get rid of it. Unfortunately. Since it just makes the board so large. Yeah, we need you to go. Sling Gang on top. Jesus Christ. Well, I'm glad that I got rid of that. We can't cast Otherworldly Gaze this turn. We draw. We Dredge Dark Blast. We see Ox, Cathartic, and Blackcleave Cliffs. So if I cast Thrilling Discovery, I discard Dark Blast, and I just kind of have to hope that I hit the right pieces from there. I could also go straight for Ox, exiling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Trigger both the Prized Amalgams for sure, have a blocker at least with the Ox, but then also just be hoping that Dark Blast hits me something. It's the same amount of draws either way. How much is my opponent threatening to hit me for here? If they cast Sling Gang, they're not keeping Mog alive. They're hitting me for 4. And then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 altogether. Ox could also be more explosive because it gets both the Prized Amalgam and the Silver Smoke Ghoul in my graveyard. I've seen a lot of non-dredgers, so there's a decent chance that I can hit a Golgari Thug or a Stinkweed Imp kind of quickly. Let's get Ox. That gives us a blocker. And it gives us the best chance of turning around, I think. I think Thrilling Discovery is a safer play, because it means that we can Thrilling Disco this turn and then Ox next turn, but I think there's a decent chance we die if we do it like that, and can't block an attacking creature. Alright, cross your fingers for me that this Dark Blast can show us the goods. Dredge Dark Blast. Shit. Alright, well, we hit a Narcomoeba, I guess, and another Cathartic Reunion is nice. Gemstone Mine also means that we can cast Cathartic without pinging ourselves more than we have to. And we're going to get a bunch of Prized Amalgams here, so we can start attacking in at least. We have not hit any Creeping Chills, so eventually, once we start being able to gain life, we'll be in a better spot. But we need to hope that they don't hit Harbinger off of the top of their deck with Conspicuous Snoop here, is the main thing. Alright, we go down to 11. What's our opponent's top deck? Blood Crypt, excellent. I have an opportunity to remove Snoop here as well, which is nice. That does mean that we get less information, unfortunately. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe I just kill Sling Gang now, actually. To stop that from happening to us. Okay. Okay. Go down to 7, go down to 6. Go down to 5. Dredge Dark Blast. Now we see the Stinkweed Imps. Okay. So we still have to wait, but we can attack in a little bit. And we can cast Otherworldly Gaze now. Or I can just Dark Blast and Ignoble Hierarch so they have less options. I think I'd rather just hold up Dark Blast for Harbinger though. So let's go to combat. Attack for 6. This is in case they get haste or +1/+1 somehow since our life total's so threatened currently. Opponent goes down to 22. We're going to plan on flashing back Otherworldly Gaze if our opponent doesn't do anything here. And then Cathartic should set us up for a win next turn, most likely. Conspicuous Snoop on top. That's a little annoying. Ignoble Hierarch on top. Bloodstained Mire on top. They've run out. Okay. They play tapped Blood Crypt. So do I want to Otherworldly Gaze, or do I want to just Dredge back Stinkweed Imp and then hold up Dark Blast? I think Dredge back Stinkweed Imp, hold up Dark Blast is better. Because then I can still stop them from comboing with a Harbinger. Dredge you. We found Conflag. We only have 3 cards in hand though, so it's not very sexy. Let's tap for a red. We have 27 cards in our hand. Let's cast Cathartic Reunion, discard, because we should be able to get some amount of Creeping Chills off of this. Like, it's kind of ridiculous that we haven't seen any yet, and we're more than halfway through our deck. Dredge Stinky, there's 1 Creeping Chill. Dredge Stinky, still just 1. Dredge Dark Blast. Only 1 Creeping Chill off of that. Still kind of weird. But that means that we're getting back our Silver Smotes at least. We get Narcomoeba. It's going to give us Surprised Amalgam and 2 Silver Smote Ghouls. We're going to attack for 6. Opponent's at 13. We get back some boys. And hopefully our opponent's dead next turn. We'll see what they have on top of their deck with Snoop, though. Cavernous Souls. Our opponent does not get any extra cards this turn unless they get the right thing off of their Bloodstained Mire. They get to refresh their top deck. Mog War Marshal. That can gum up the board for sure. Leyline of the Void. They can't cast that, thank God. Leyline of the Void is not a tribal goblin enchantment, luckily for us. 2, 3, 4. So I can kill both the Snoops with Conflag, or I can divide it up. Let's Dredge Thug. Hit a Creeping Chill, put our opponent down to 9. I think they should be dead now. I'm going to math it out first. We're going to hit them for 2, down to 7 with the Narcomoebas. We can Conflagrate, kill 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 3 blockers. They block here, they block here, they block here. They take a bunch. Alright, that's game. Conflag. You. Okay. Red. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Hooray for Dredge. It's spooky season, everyone. And we're getting real spooky with it this year. Hopefully Dredge can keep it up. This deck's super fun to play. If your opponent has appropriate graveyard hate, you will just die, as is the way that Dredge is. But it's very explosive and very fun, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, round 2 playing the Halloween theme deck formerly known as Dredge. We won the die roll. Our opponent's not playing a companion. We have only 1 land, no good dredgers. We have Dark Blast, but it's pretty unlikely that we hit another land for turn 2 since we're on the play, so let's mulligan. This hand's okay. We have Thrilling Discovery, we have Stinky, we have Silver Smoke Ghoul to also pitch with Thrilling Discovery, and we have 2 lands, Conflagrate. Let's keep. Let's get rid of... I feel like it could go either way, really, between Conflagrate and one of the lands. I kind of want a 3rd land since we have Stinkweed Imp, so let's do it like that. It's possible that I'm going to want to cast the Stinkweed Imp at some point. Mana Confluence, go. I'm pretty sure Dredge is the only deck that sees play that actually plays Mana Confluence in Modern, so kind of signals what we're playing to our opponent, unfortunately, but maybe that won't matter. They play Bala Ged Sanctuary, which means Oops All Spells or Belcher, possibly? Probably Belcher, because I don't think Oops All Spells plays Bala Ged Sanctuary usually. Which should mean that our life total doesn't really matter. Prized Amalgam. Prized Amalgam's a little bit easier to get back, so let's pitch that one and Stinkweed Imp to Thrilling Disco. White, red, and hopefully we can just race them here. Hello? Yes. You and you. Dredge Stinky. And it looks like I ran out of dredgers. Unfortunate. That's not great. I can cast Otherworldly Gaze during my upkeep, which is something, I guess. But it's not good to stumble against this deck. And it does look like we're playing against Belcher. We might just be dead on turn 2, honestly. We will see, we will see. Second Manamorphose. What are we going to bring in against them? Thoughtseize, definitely. Yeah, set of Thoughtseizes. Nature's Claim's kind of mid against them. It doesn't really hit Graveyard Hate they're going to have. They're probably going to have Endurance. They might not have anything for us, really. Leyline of Sanctity is fine. It makes them have to remove Leyline of Sanctity to kill us, at least. So that's something. And Portable Hole doesn't really do anything either. We'll see what happens. Opponent has 3 mana. They don't have 4 for Ironcrag Feet quite yet. Recross the paths, they reorder their deck. Okay. So we're dead next turn, most likely. Unless they just don't know how to play this deck. Or they don't have... Actually, they don't have red right now, so they might not be able to miracle their wheel, the way that their hand is currently set up, depending on what it is. We don't have anything that costs 7, so they're definitely going to get to pick up their Recross the Paths again. Yep, it's a pretty generic Belcher deck, I think. There's not a lot of like different variants of it that I've seen. We have Silver Smoke Ghoul on top of our deck. We'll put it on the bottom. We don't really need that at this point. Let's... I think the best chance that we have, since we don't think that they can Miracle Recross the Paths this turn, is hoping to draw a Cathartic or Thrilling Discovery instead of casting Otherworldly Gaze here. We draw Dark Blast. Okay. Let's play Gemstone Mine. Let's pass the turn. Alright, what you got, opponent? What you got, what you got? Pretty sure we should be dead here. I'll be kind of shocked if we're not, honestly. They play Valakut Stoneforge. They play Wild Cantor. Okay. I'm gonna Dark Blast the shit out of that if you give me the option to. Because that is the one thing I can Dark Blast here. Fuck you. Second main, let's Otherworldly Gaze. Hope to get something decent on top of our deck. There's a Thrilling Discovery on top of our deck now. That's nice at least. Let's get rid of Mana Confluence. Let's put Thrilling Disco on top. Draw Thrilling Discovery. Tap a white. Tap a red. Yes. Discard you, discard you. Dredge Stinky. Dredge Golgari Thug. Dredge Stinky. Narcomoeba Creeping Chill. And I'm pretty sure we are going to be dead since our opponent got to order their deck and probably has a Recross the Paths now. But we'll just have to wait and see. We have an Ox for next turn and we have a bunch of creatures coming back. So if they don't have us dead, we can at least threaten them ourselves. Hopefully they were counting on that Wild Cantor, since that's been our one piece of interaction so far. Poetic Ritual, and I assume this is Ironcrag Feet here. Yep. And Belcher. Okie dokie. Good enough for me. So we definitely bring in Thought Seizes. I think I bring in the Ley Lines too because I was thinking about it, and not only does it turn off their win condition, but it also stops Endurance, which I think is going to be their main graveyard hate if they have any. Let's cut Dark Blasts down to 1. Let's cut... I don't want to cut Blackleaf Cliff since I brought in Thoughtseize. Let's cut Conflag, let's cut an Ox. Possibly cutting another Ox too, since I don't imagine they're going to really interact with us meaningfully. I could cut a land. That might make sense to do. What do you guys think I should cut here? I'm leaning towards Ox because Ox I think is best against decks that actually have removal or some sort of like mid-rangey element. I think that's what I'm going to do. So we don't have any interaction. We have Cathartic and Dredgers. We have Cathartic and 1 Dredger. Let's mulligan. I think we need the interaction here. This has Leyline, no lands. Got a mulligan again. Oy vey. They kept 7, so I think I need the interaction. Okay, let's keep this. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. I think this is probably the best 4 that we could have had here. Put Leyline in play. Okay. Because we have Otherworldly Gaze to set up dredging for the future and start milling our deck immediately. Let's see what happens. Opponent plays a land. Second main, we will cast Otherworldly Gaze. Silver Smoke Ghoul. Do I want both Thoughtseize or neither Thoughtseize? I mean, Thoughtseize is good against them, no matter how you slice it, really. Let's keep both the Thoughtseizes. It's going to slow us down, but we didn't really have a fast clock anyway. So I think our main game plan has to do with disrupting them as much as possible. Let's get a peek. Belcher, Magus of the Moon, Manamorphose, Balaged Recovery, Strike It Rich. Interesting. I could take Balaged Recovery and then just hope that they don't hit a land here. I could also take Belcher and then they're down a win condition. I could take Magus to make sure that I can cast my stuff. I think since they have double Strike at Rich, taking Balaged Recovery isn't the best plan. But it is still kind of nice since I have another Thoughtseize on top. Let's take Magus now since I think it's the most impactful thing that they have currently. Because I'm going to need to be able to cast Otherworldly Gazes from my graveyard and cast Thoughtseize again. And I think the next one's probably going to be Belcher. They play Strike It Rich. Okie dokie. Let's... Do I Thoughtseize now? Maybe I wait and just Otherworldly Gaze instead. I think that's what I'm going to do. Because I do need to establish a clock. If I just keep passing, eventually they're going to find a way out of the ley line. Because they likely brought in some amount of disruption. They cast Manamorphose. Okie dokie. They cast Manamorphose. Okie dokie. This also lets them refresh their hand a little bit before we Thoughtseize, which is nice. It means that we get a little bit more information as long as we're not somehow dead here, which we shouldn't be. But lots of things shouldn't happen. It's kind of hard to predict what actually happens in a game of Magic, especially one involving Belcher. I need to play Belcher for the channel already. Let's flashback Otherworldly Gaze. Narcomoeba, Prized Amalgam, Stinkweed. Probably the best setup that we could have asked for there. So that means that we can start attacking in with Prized Amalgam immediately. Let's Dredge Stinky. Let's... We hit another Otherworldly Gaze with that, which is interesting. Let's go to combat first. I think I'm going to Thoughtseize them here since they did take some actions. Drawing new cards during their turn. I want to make sure they don't have a Belcher in case they have a way to remove Leyline. Attack for 4. Not casting you. Thoughtseize you. Get rid of Belcher. They have all the mana in the world, but now they don't have a win condition yet, on top of not having a way to get rid of Leyline yet. We don't have a Dredger, but we're probably... Okay, they just concede. Fantastic. Do I just run it back? I want Gemstone Mine now. We can get rid of... I mean, I want Gemstone Cavern. We can get rid of a Gemstone Mine. I think I want to keep everything pretty much the same. Yeah, I think I'm fine with that. I think overall that game plan is the right way to do this. We really need Disruption. We don't have any here, and we can't even cast this Otherworldly Gaze or the Thrilling Discoveries yet, so we're going to mulligan this hand for sure. I think our opponent's going to mulligan a bit now too, since they know that we have appropriate Disruption for them. They mulligan to 6. We will mulligan to 6 as well. No ley line, but our hand is kind of nice. We are on the draw, though, which is bad. I think if our opponent... Okay, our opponent kept 6, so I think I need to mulligan here now. Yeah, let's mulligan. Okay, we found the ley line. We have Otherworldly Gaze, ley line, 1 land. Stinkweed Imp we're keeping. And definitely getting rid of Creeping Chill. Definitely. And let's ditch the Prized Amalgam as well, I think. Put Leyline in play. They probably have removal for it, but we'll have to see. Either way, at least we have something that they have to deal with. We found Blackleaf Cliffs, so now we don't need to look for another land with Gaze, which is nice. They might be able to Magus us here. They play Seagate Reborn. Are they bolting themselves? They do. They play Manamorphose. Okay. What you got, opponent? If they do Magus us, hopefully we can find a Cathartic Reunion. Doesn't look like they're doing that this turn, though, so that's good. Alright, main phase 2. Otherworldly Gaze. We see Cathartic Reunion, Golgari Thug, and Narcomoeba. Okay. So, Thug to the graveyard. I'm not going to mill the Narcomoeba. Let's put Narcomoeba on top, and then Cathartic on top of that. So that means if we hit any Prized Amalgams, we're definitely getting a Narco trigger. Not dredging. Play Blackleaf Cliffs, play Cathartic Reunion, please resolve. Discard. And let's do some dredging. Dredge Stinky. Dredge Thug. Dredge Thug. No big boys coming back, just a bunch of Narcomoebas, unfortunately. Which is not necessarily the setup we want, because that's not very much of a clock at all. So I guess we'll see what happens. We did find more Otherworldly Gaze at least, which is pretty decent. That means that we can set ourselves up for another Cathartic, possibly. Also, if our opponent randomly cast their wheel, we can dredge a shit ton. Opponent recrosses the paths. Okie dokie. That's going to let us scry for free. If we see a Cathartic, we'll keep it on top. If not, we might put it on the bottom. We'll see what happens. Well, if we don't see a Cathartic, I'm probably just going to dredge Golgari Thug and hope to get some triggers. Opponent's at 14. They have 3 cards in hand. What'd they bring in? They brought in Engineered Explosives. That's a way that they can get rid of Leyline. Did they bring in... They brought in Force of Vigor as well. Let's put you on the bottom. Canal's kind of useless here. So they're going to be able to blow up Leyline. We haven't hit any creeping chills, though. So I think that means that we might have a chance to win here. Let's read Reforge the Soul, because I'm sure they're going for the Reforge pile here. At least most likely they are. Discards their hand, then draws 7 cards. So we discard first, which means these are all going to be in the graveyard. I think we might be able to kill them with Creeping Chills if they cast Reforge the Soul. We didn't get any triggers still. What the hell? Alright. Attack for 3, because we can deal 12 with Creeping Chills. We have 35 cards in our deck. We might be able to kill them in a really weird and roundabout way. Let's pass. They're casting Reforge. Alright, let's see if we can do this. Stinkweed Imp Dredge. That's one Creeping Chill. Golgari Thug Dredge. Stinkweed Imp Dredge. Golgari Thug Dredge. Golgari Thug Dredge. So 5. Stinkweed Imp. Dark Blast. Okay. Fuck. That was only one Creeping Chill? We have 5 cards left in our deck. What the hell? That's horse shit. Alright, so we have Otherworldly Gaze. If 3 of the cards on top of our deck are Creeping Chills, we can kill our opponent. Which I guess technically isn't impossible. But now they probably have Pact in their hand. Did they bring in Pact? They probably sided out Pact, actually. Yeah, it looks like they did. Alright, so Otherworldly Gaze, bless up. That's what we're saying. We're going to let them go all in on an Iron Crag Feat, and then cast Otherworldly Gaze and hope for the best. That, I can't believe that we, on a draw 7, did not hit more than 1 Creeping Chill. We did hit a lot of thugs early, I guess, but it's still kind of crazy, right? It feels unlikely. Yeah, they can't bolt themselves now, because it's a little bit too unsafe. Opponent plays Desperate Ritual. Okay. Desperate Ritual. Okay. Belcher. So they're just going to let themselves die? I'm okay with that. We're going to do it the old-fashioned way with prized amalgams, I guess. Okay, cool. What was that? I feel like they should have gone for Iron Crag Feed into Belcher and just tried to win there. I definitely think they could have won, since, let's draw some cards and see if our top 3 had Creeping Chills in it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we would have been able to kill them. That was a crazy game. Wow. Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Alright, round 3 with Dredge. We won the die roll, so we will take the play. We have almost a great hand. We're missing a land. Let's mulligan. Land, Cathartic, Stinky. Let's keep Ox. Do I want to get rid of Narcomoeba or Creeping Chill? It's going to be on the bottom, and I'm not shuffling, so I think I just get rid of Creeping Chill. since that means there is at least one of those at the very bottom of my deck if I need to go that far. It's happened before. Probably won't come up, I hope, but we'll see. And our opponent is also mulliganing to 6. Okay. Let's play Cliff's Go. Pretends to be a Rakdos deck with a bad hand. Opponent plays Island. Ruin Crab. Alright. This is going to be an interesting matchup then. Depends on if they have Surgicals already or not. Discard you, discard you. No Surgical, please. Surgical Instinct Imp would be a blowout here. 2 Narcomoebas and a Creeping Chill already, and we're getting Silver Smote Ghoul and 2 Prized Amalgams back. Excellent. Please no Surgicals. If they don't Surgical us by the end of our turn to stop any of these, we know that they don't have it. Looks like they do not. Fantastic! Alright, we're off to the races. We have 40 cards in our deck. Honestly, we don't really need to dredge that much right now, because our opponent's going to mill us on their own, so we'll get more Creeping Chills and triggers that way. Opponent mills us for 3 with Ruin Crab, hits a Creeping Chill. Thank you, opponent. Okay, what is this? Cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana value 1 or 2 from your hand without paying its mana costs. Mill 4 cards, exile instant or sorcery from your graveyard, copy it. Interesting. I did not know that that was seeing any modern play. It's a cool card, I guess, though. Good lord. We have 27 cards in our deck. Opponent's at 11. They block a Prized Amalgam, take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they're almost dead already. Do we have Conflagrate in our graveyard? We do not. I don't want to be too greedy with dredging, so let's just take a natural draw. Ugh. Unfortunate. Alright, Let's go to combat with the team. Okay. And I'm just going to cast Conflag for 0. God damn it. Cancel. To get into the graveyard, because I don't want to really draw extra cards with Ox, just in case I die by accident. But having an extra Conflag at least gives us an extra way to win the game later. How many Creeping Chills have we exiled? 3. The last one's on the bottom of our deck, so we know where that is, fortunately. They mill us 4. We have 22 cards in our deck. Tasha's could be decent here, since we already have both of the Oxen in the graveyard. I'm not sure how much mana cost we actually have left in our deck. They play Fractured Sanity. Alright, so it looks like they're just going to die, since they're tapped out now and don't seem to be interacting meaningfully. And we get 2 more Prized Amalgams. Okay. 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 Let's dredge Stinky, so I can cast Otherworldly Gaze to get a Creeping Chill if I need to for some reason. I really don't know what they would have since they're tapped out, though. So it shouldn't matter. Hooray! Alright. So I'm sure they're going to have plenty of decent sideboard cards against us. We bring in Gemstone Caverns. Dark Blast is pretty bad. So we can cut a couple of those. What do I think they're gonna have? They could have Leyline of the Void, but I think that's unlikely compared to them just having some amount of Soul Guide Lantern or Unlicensed Hearse, because they do have cards that care about how many cards we have in our graveyard. Let's bring in Ancient Grudges. What about Thought Seizes to stop them from surgicaling us? That's kind of an option. I'm also wary of Ensnaring Bridge. Ancient Grudge is nice against that, but Portable Hole wouldn't hit it, and Nature's Claim does. I don't want to sideboard too heavily. Let's get rid of one Ox, because we're pretty much guaranteed to find it. I think I want to keep the Conflag as well for the same reason, because we will find it eventually. I don't really want to cut Silver Smoke Ghouls or Prize Amalgams in case one of them gets hit with Surgical. Let's bring in 2 Nature's Claims and cut 1 more Dark Blast. Do I just bring in the 3rd Nature's Claim and cut the last Dark Blast, maybe? I like having it as an extra dredger just in case. But I feel like Nature's Claim is going to be necessary. Alright, let's do it like that. I don't have to dredge super hard in this matchup. I can just kind of let my opponent do what they're planning to do, and then protect myself from dying suddenly, hopefully. But we'll see. This should be a pretty heavily favored matchup. In the sideboard, they're going to have, if I had to guess, like 3 copies of Soul Guide Lantern and 1 copy of Crypt Incursion that I'm going to need to worry about, and then some amount of Surgical Extractions that were probably already in their main deck. Alright, this hand has Nature's Claim and Ancient Grudge, which is honestly kind of just nice already. I don't like that we have a Creeping Chill and an Archamoeba in our hand, but we have a decent amount of interaction, and we can just sort of let our opponent mill us a little bit. Although that isn't a very fast clock. Our opponent's mulliganing to 6. Since I'm up a game, I think I'm going to keep this and just experiment with it. The theory is that I can stop my opponent from having relevant graveyard hate, at least graveyard hate permanence with these 2. And then I can just sort of sit back and let my opponent mill me a little bit. Yeah, they have Leyline of the Void. I'm glad I brought in the Nature's Claims. Hopefully they'll let me get rid of that sooner rather than later. Plays Ruin Crab. Okie dokie. I don't think they would have brought in Spell Pierces, so I think in response to the mill trigger, I'm gonna Nature's Claim to try to get as much bang for my buck as possible. This could backfire, though, and they're gonna mill me anyway with the Ruin Crab, I guess. Yeah, let's just Nature's Claim now, fuck it. Opponent goes up to 21. Opponent plays a Hedron Crab. Okay. Mills us 6. Do they have a Surgical Extraction? They have 2 cards in their hand, so they don't have that much, really. They mill Ox, Cathartic, Thrilling Discovery, Silver Smoke, Gemstone Cavern, Otherworldly Gaze. So nothing too exciting, but we do have 2 cards that do something from our graveyard, and then Silver Smoke can possibly come back later. We didn't hit any dredgers. Draw for turn is City of Brass. Let's just go ahead and play that, because I don't imagine our life total is going to matter anytime soon. And let's pass holding up Ancient Grudge or Otherworldly Gaze, depending on what we need to do here. Opponent plays Field of Ruin. That's bad news for us because we don't have any basics in our deck at all. Silver Smoke Ghoul, Otherworldly Gaze, and lands. Okay. Let's go ahead and cast Otherworldly Gaze in their second main. We can't necessarily scry to the top because they can force us to shuffle, but they might be waiting on archive traps as well with Field of Ruin, because we know we're not going to do that. Alright, let's put Stinky and Narcomoeba into our graveyard and leave Gemstone Mine on top to sort of conserve cards in deck. We have a 1/1. We technically have a board now. Okay. Let's Dredge Stinky. Let's... Do I just Ox here? I think I might as well. One, two, three. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'll trigger Prized Amalgam. Okay. I think I'm going to dredge a little bit, but I'm not going to dredge that much. Because our opponent does have a decent amount of mill on us already. Let's dredge Thug. Okay, we hit a Creeping Chill. I'm going to stop dredging. We have 2 Ancient Grudges in our graveyard now as well. The main thing I was looking for was a way to get back the Silver Smoke Ghouls. Alright, what you got, opponent? Are they Field of Ruining us, or are they Crypt Incursioning us? They're just Field of Ruining. Okay. I'll tap as if I'm flashing back Ancient Grudge, but I know that I'm not. Okay, we do have a decent amount of CMC left, so that's kind of fine. Does our opponent have Archive Traps? They're milling us for 6 here. They have a Visions of Beyond. Do they have Archive Trap now? Or do they have Surgical, perhaps? Let's get in for 1, put our opponent down to 17. There's a decent chance they have enough mill to kill us. We'll just have to see, I guess. Our hand was a little slow, I suppose. But we did really well for our opponent starting with a Leyline. We've seen 1, 2 Creeping Chills, so our opponent is effectively at 11 if they mill us instead of exiling cards from our deck. And these Prized Amalgams are going to come back because of the way that that was sequenced by our opponent milling us after these were coming. Opponent plays Field of Ruin. Creeping Chill. Okay, yes. Mill for 3 again. No Creeping Chill there. Gets rid of our land. We're not going to be flashing anything back. Okay. Milling us for 6 more. There's a decent chance they just have like a glimpse or something to kill us. We will see. Yeah, we're dead. Okay. That's fine. We were a little bit slower than we needed to be, I think. Let's get rid of Gemstone Cavern, replace it with Blackcleave Cliffs again. Do I want to change anything else? I think there's an argument for Portable Hole instead of Ancient Grudge, so we can hit the crabs with it. Maybe Leyline of Sanctity comes in this matchup. It seems a little weird, though. It stops Crypt Incursion. That's actually kind of nice. Let's try that. Let's leave in the Nature's Claims and bring in Leyline of Sanctities. Because they didn't see that last time, and they saw most of our decks, so they're not going to expect it. And let's cut Blackleaf Cliffs again, just because we're already sideboarding kind of heavily, and we took out most of the black spells that we would be casting. So let's do it like that. This hand kind of sucks. No dredgers, no interaction. Let's mulligan. I assume they're going to have a leyline again, starting off the game. So I'd like to have a Nature's Claim in my hand for that. This hand is mid. Otherworldly Gaze could work out, but our opponent's keeping 7, so that makes me think they have leyline, so let's mulligan again. We only have one land. We don't have a way to get rid of Leyline of the Void, but we do have Leyline of Sanctity. We'd get rid of the 2 Creeping Chills. We'd essentially have a 4-card hand. But we need a way to find Nature's Claim. Mulliganing specifically just for Nature's Claim is a little unsafe, though, I think. I don't like keeping this hand, but I think I need to. Because I think I'm running too low on resources now. Let's put 1 in play. Leave the other one for Thrilling Discovery. We both take our turn 0 actions. We play City of Brass. We sadly don't Nature's Claim, and we pass. Alright. So our opponent does have some ways to mill us through Leyline of Sanctity, but it should slow them down a decent amount. And hopefully we can find a Nature's Claim before they find a Field of Ruin and get rid of our only land. We will see, we will see. This is a really weird matchup. It's pretty fun to play, for sure. Yeah, I think we're going to lose this game since they have double Graveyard Hate now. At least there's a decent chance of it. We draw. Mana Confluence. That's something, I suppose. Let's Thrilling Discovery to try to look for the pieces we need. Okay, I'm going to get rid of Leyline Stinky, keep the Cathartic Reunion. Hopefully we find a Nature's Claim. We do not. Pass the turn. Alright, we have 50 cards in our deck. There's 3 Nature's Claims, and those are the only things that we can use to hit Soul Guide Lantern or Leyline of the Void, unfortunately. But we definitely have to get rid of Leyline of the Void first. Steam Vents. Let's play Cathartic Reunion, discard Leyline and City of Brass. Looks like they're going to counter this. Fractured Sanity, okay. We have not milled a Nature's Claim. We have at least that going for us. Still no Nature's Claims. Play Gemstone Mine, pass the turn. Reason I play Gemstone Mine instead of Steam Vents tapped is because I can sort of represent a Nature's Claim here, and then they might be wary of it and hold up like counter magic or something, even though we do not have that. Alright, it looks like I'm about to be in the hard casting Narcomoeba phase of the game. So, pray for me, I guess. Play Narcomoeba the old-fashioned way on turn 5. Play tapped Steam Vents, pass the turn. Alright. I only need 18 turns to kill them with Narcomoeba. I can do that, right? They just have to not play anything that mills me. Counting the third path. Okay. I assume they're going to cast something they mill for. but they're milling themselves. Okay. They milled 2 lands, Soul Guide Lantern, Archive Trap. So they're going to cast Fractured Sanity, it looks like, from their graveyard. Then we will have significantly less cards. We draw Narcomoeba. The clock's coming together, all the 1-drops. The old-fashioned way. Alright, we hit our opponent for 1, down to 17. We cast Stinkweed Dump. We play Gemstone Mine. We cast Narcomoeba. What's really going to get them is the surprise Creeping Chill, burning them when they're at 3. They popped the Soul Guide Lantern, interesting. They might have enough mill to just straight up kill us next turn. But that also might have been a greedy play if we get to Nature's Claim their Leyline of the Void soon. The issue with dealing with graveyard hate against mill decks is, as Dredge, you need a lot of the cards to be in your deck to actually function properly. Once you get down to only a handful of cards left in your deck, it doesn't really matter anymore. Alright, there's 1 Nature's Claim in exile. Opponent plays Hedron Crab. That one's a target. They're going to start milling themselves now. Those idiots. We draw Nature's Claim. Huh. Okay. Attack you for 3. Opponent has 6 cards in hand. Claim your Leyline. They have almost enough mana to where they can just Leyline again. They need another black source, but that's it. Which is kind of hilarious. Let's go ahead and play Creeping Chill in case we draw another one and want to use our mana somewhere else. Opponent's at 15, we're at 15. We pass. This is a goofy game. Opponent draws a card with Visions of Beyond. We've seen 2 Creeping Chills. Opponent plays Ensnaring Bridge, but they have 6 cards in hand, and we have a bunch of 1-power creatures. Alright. We draw. Silver Smoke Ghoul. Okay. Attack with the team. Opponent goes to 12. We cast Silver Smoke Ghoul, not using the Gemstone Mines because, again, I don't care that much about my life total, and I would rather keep the mines around for now. But we have another attacking creature. There's a decent chance they just block with Hedron Crab to effectively gain 3 life, since they have not shown us a way to get rid of Leyline of Sanctity yet. They Fatal Push a Narcomoeba. They play another Hedron Crab. They probably have Echoing Truth in their sideboard, but I don't think they would have brought it in, most likely. We draw for turn. Spirebluff Canal. Okay. I think I just leave that in hand. Since 5 already cast everything in my deck if I had Ox still as a possible draw. Attack opponent for 5. And Spirebluff Canal in hand means that I can possibly cast like a Cathartic Reunion or something later if I need to. Opponent blocks, takes 2 down to 10. We pass. This is a goofy game so far. Opponent mills themselves for 10. Okay. Can they turn on their own Visions of Beyond? I don't know. A graveyard. Yes, they can, so they just did. They might be playing Glimpse the Unthinkables instead of instead of having any Tasha's Hideous Laughter, because we haven't seen any Tasha's yet. I'm not sure why you would make that deck building decision, but I have a suspicion. They might have actually sided them out against us too, because we have so many high mana cost cards randomly, since Dredge is weird. We drew an Otherworldly Gaze, which could possibly be nice. It gives us an option at least. But I think I'm just going to keep attacking in for now. Opponent has 5 cards in hand. They take 2 down to 8. Their Hedron Crab dies. We pass. The Otherworldly Gaze could possibly give us a way to get a surprise Creeping Chill or 2. Opponent plays Field of Ruin. Do they have Archive Traps? Please Field of Ruin a Gemstone Mine. That'd be so funny. If they Archive Trap us... Oh, they can't Archive Trap us. Never mind, I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, we can't be Archive Trapped, we can't be targeted with Hedron Crab, but we can be milled with Ruin Crab or Tasha's, or Fracturing Sanity can also hit us still. Let's tap for a blue. We shuffle. Opponent can't Archive Trap us still. And we have 2 Creeping Chills and a Conflagrate. Basically nothing else matters in our deck. There's a Nature's Claim that could technically deal with Ensnaring Bridge still, but hopefully that doesn't matter, because I think we can just keep getting in. Opponent mills himself a bunch. Opponent Spell Pierces their own Glimpse. Okay, they have 3 cards in hand. We're still hitting them with everything so far. So opponent's tapped out, it looks like. And they played a land this turn already. So let's go ahead and cast Otherworldly Gaze. Put Gemstone Mine, Conflag, Thrilling Discovery in the yard. Okay. Second main phase. Cast Otherworldly Gaze. Okay. Put Creeping Chill and nothing else in the yard. On top, on top. So we can Conflag for 2 and we're already Creeping Chilling. Oh my god, I can't believe I won that. Alright. That was crazy. I'll see you in the next one. Holy shit. Alright, round 4 with Dredge. We won the die roll again. Getting pretty lucky with that. We have an Archamiibo, which we don't like, but we have lands, we have Thrilling Discovery, and we can ditch Prize Amalgam Golgari Thug with it, so let's keep. It's reasonable. We have to get a little bit lucky for the Thug to show us more Dredgers, but I think it's certainly possible. Just hitting an Archamiibo or a Creeping Chill plus a Silver Smoke Ghoul will also get Prize Amalgam back, and then we're at least in a decent spot from there. Let's see what our opponent is up to. Looks like they might be mulliganing. Yep, they mulligan to 6. Alright, opponent keeps 6. Let's go Blackcleave Cliffs. Pass. See what our opponent's doing. They play Misty Rainforest. And pass. Okay, inconclusive. This could easily be a lot of decks. We draw Dark Blast. There's a decent chance they have a Spell Pierce or other sort of counterspell, but I think we just have to go for the Thrilling Discovery anyway. Yes, it resolves. I'm definitely ditching Thug. Do I ditch Prized Amalgam or Dark Blast? I think I'd rather ditch Prized Amalgam, so I have it in the rotation. Dredge Stinky, Dredge Thug, Dredge Thug. We got lucky there, that was nice. Get an Archamiiba, that gets back our Prized Amalgam. We have an Ox in the yard. And we have a Silver Smoke Ghoul in the yard for later as well. Opponent gets a Forest. Cycles Tranquil Thicket, what the fuck? They got a basic forest. What is our opponent on? Maybe a Life from the Loam deck? What plays Tranquil Thicket? Huh. What could play Tranquil Thicket? I don't think the Allosaurus Rider combo deck plays Tranquil Thicket. They could be playing like a weird green-blue X deck. Let's bring in Gemstone Cavern, Cutting Blackcleave Cliffs. I assume I'm not going to need that many Dark Blasts, so I'm going to go down 2. I'm going to go down 1 Ox, and I'm going to bring in... what? Since I know they're green, I could bring in Leyline of Sanctity and know that I'm not getting hit with Endurance. That doesn't seem that bad. I think I'm going to bring in 3 Leylines, and... I think it's more likely that they're playing artifact-based Graveyard Hate. So I'm going to bring in Ancient Grudge. Cutting... what? If anything. Let's cut 1 more Dark Blast for an Ancient Grudge and just run it like this. Since I don't really know what they're playing, I don't want to go over the top. I think I can safely say that they have some amount of Endurance in their deck. But probably not in the main deck since they conceded in Game 1. Huh. Maybe I cut Conflag for Ancient Grudge, so I have more answers for relic effects. I think that's what I'm going to do. It seems fine. Ox is generally much better than Conflag if I'm not playing against a deck that goes wide anyway, and I don't think this is going to be a go-wide deck. I'm trying to think of what would play a cycling land. I do like the cycling lands, for sure. But I feel like the only thing that I've seen Tranquil Thicket in sort of regularly is our decks playing Life from the Loam, Wrenn and 6, stuff like that. I guess we'll see. Alright, opponents on the play. We have Leyline of Sanctity. We don't have any Dredgers. We have 2 Thrilling Discoveries. Opponent mulligans to 6. I might have kept this if I had a second land, but I think I got a mulligan. Alright, Otherworldly Gaze, Cathartic, Prized Amalgam. This hand is fine. Opponent's mulliganing to 5. Interesting. Let's keep. Let's get rid of... They could be a Ponza deck. Let's get rid of one of the Cathartics. Opponent mulligans to 3. And concedes. I want to know what they're playing. Alright. Well, I guess I'll look up their username and see if they've posted any results with a Tranquil Thicket deck because I'm curious. And I'll see you in the next one. Alright, final round with Dredge. Our opponent is on the play and kept 7. We don't have any Cathartic effects, so let's mulligan. We have Cathartic Reunion, no lands, but we do have Otherworldly Gaze. And we are on the draw. I think I'm going to keep this. Get rid of Creeping Jill. Let's see what our opponent is playing. They play Blackcleave Cliffs. Dredge Mirror? That'd be fun. Not Dredge Mirror. Sad. They gotta get rid of probably Cathartic Reunion, but I could see them getting rid of Otherworldly Gaze here. I don't like that our only land is self-destructing. They get rid of Otherworldly Gaze. Okay. We draw Sinquidimp. So if they don't Thoughtseize or Cathartic here and we just happen to draw a land, we're in a good spot. Otherwise it might be a little complicated. Looks like we're playing against a relatively normal Rakdos midrange deck so far. They play Marsh Flats. Okay, they fetch. What you got, opponent? No Dothy, please. That would make me very sad. Dothy Voidwalker, okay. We draw Mana Confluence. We could possibly kill Dothy Voidwalker with a Conflag, but we'd have to get 5 mana to do that. Let's just pass, plan on casting Otherworldly Gaze and looking at our top cards. I think I'm just gonna concede this game 1 though, because I'm pretty sure we just can't win, really. Like, we can't even kill Dothy Voidwalker by blocking it. So at that point, it's kind of useless. We could get double Dark Blast, I guess. So I technically shouldn't concede. But I don't like our odds of that too much. It's a 4-of that we have to draw 2 copies of. Let's flashback Otherworldly Gaze. We find 1 Dark Blast. Leave that on top. Alright, so we've made a little bit of progress. We just have to get lucky and draw another one. I don't think it's worth using Cathartic to fish for another Dark Blast at this point, because we still need Cathartic to establish a board for us. Opponent hits us for 5. Okie dokie. Ragavan sees. Mana Confluence. Opponent plays Blood Moon. Okay, so now we're not going to be able to cast Dark Blast anyway, so I can comfortably concede. Okay, so they have main deck Dothy Voidwalkers. We have to have Portable Hull for that. Do I think they have Leyline of the Voids in the sideboard? I probably need some amount of Nature's Claim just in case they do. Let's cut an Ox. Let's cut... I don't want to cut any Dark Blast, really. Let's cut a Silver Smote Ghoul. I don't want to cut Conflag since that's a way to get rid of creatures too. Cut a Golgari Thug. Cut an Otherworldly Gaze since it's hard to cast if they play Blood Moon. And then probably cut a land. Probably Gemstone Mine. Let's try it like that. Alright. Cross your fingers for me. I'd love to get a 5-0 with this deck. We've done well enough that I'm relatively satisfied with this run anyway. This hand is pretty trash. Let's mulligan. We have Portable Hull, but we don't have a way to cast it. We have Otherworldly Gaze, but we don't have a way to cast it. We have Conflag that's basically doing nothing, but it does get rid of a Dothy Voidwalker in exchange for cards in our hand, and they kept 7. This hand can't get through a Leyline of the Void if they play it, and if they do have them, they probably have it in hand since they kept 7. Just because there's already a couple pieces of interaction, I think I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to get rid of the Creeping Chill. We need to draw a City of Brass. They didn't play Leyline of the Void. That's fantastic. Let's play Cliff's Go. So we'd love to draw City of Brass, is the first thing. Or Mana Confluence, or Gemstone Mine. Opponent plays Cliffs. Looks like they're passing. We draw. Spire Bluff Canal. That means we can cast Otherworldly Gaze, so that's something. Let's pass. See what our opponent does. Cracks Bloodstained Mire. Voidwalker? Yep. Okay, let's Otherworldly Gaze in response, hopefully find a white source for Portable Hull. We do. And we find another Portable Hull too. Interesting. Let's get rid of Gemstone Mine, and let's leave both of the other ones on top. That could backfire. if they play Ragavan, but then I could flashback Otherworldly Gaze and reorder my top decks. Okay, so that's fine. Let's put Portable Hole and then Mana Confluence on top of that. Okay. They grief us. Probably getting our Portable Hole here. I'm glad I kept the other one then, even if it's going to come a little bit later. They could also get Prized Amalgam. We don't have any Dredgers in our hand anyway, so we're not off to a very fast start regardless. Yep, they get rid of Portable Hole. That makes sense. We need this Otherworldly Gaze to find us some combination of Dredgers and other shenanigans from here. Let's play Mana Confluence, play Prized Amalgam out. I think is better than just conflagging for one and having our Conflagrate be in exile. And this way we don't have to use our Otherworldly Gaze right here either, because now we have a blocker for Ragavan if they dash it. I'm just trying to use my mana as efficiently as possible while I have it. They might Blood Moon me here. That would be pretty sad. If they Blood Moon me, I am one land away from conflagging for 2, but then they also have to not Thoughtseize the Conflagrate. They play Ragavan, so they are not Blood Mooning here, thank God. Okay. Opponent hits for 3. Okay. Okay. And Thoughtseizes us, taking Conflagrate. That's going to be an exile now. Okie dokie. Opponent's at 17. They have 2 cards in hand. We draw the Portable Hole. Let's cast Portable Hole. I'm going to leave Blackcleave Cliffs in my hand, so I'm a bit closer to casting Cathartic Reunion. Should I find one? Opponent fetches out Blood Crypt. It looks like they probably don't have a Blood Moon. Let's get Voidwalker out of here. And do I attack for 3 or just leave back a blocker for the monkey? I think I'll leave back a blocker for now, because it's a bit too likely they hit us and find an answer for Portable Hole. I don't think they're going to have any artifact answers in their deck, but they can find either another Portable Hole or a Nature's Claim that we sided in, and then we're basically just screwed again. Flashback Otherworldly Gaze in second main, Narcomoeba, Thrilling Discovery. Alright, let's get 2 Narcomoebas, let's leave Thrilling Discovery on top. Okay, yes. Okay, yes. Okay. Okay. We draw Thrilling Disco. We don't have enough cards in hand to cast it. Let's attack for 3. Hopefully we can fade them getting a good draw here. Good draws being Graveyard Hate, of course, like Dothy Voidwalker or one of their artifacts that they might have. Or a Blood Moon would also be a good draw for them. And if we draw a Dredger this next turn, which there's a decent chance we do because we only sided out 1 Golgari Thug if I remember correctly, and we've seen a decent chunk of our deck already. Yeah, we sided out 1 Golgari Thug. Dark Blast would be nice too, because then we can get rid of Ragavan. Opponent Furies, so they're going to be getting in with Ragavan this turn, it looks like. They didn't have a land, so they didn't just cast the Fury, though, and they exiled a Ragavan. Are they getting rid of Prized Amalgam? Not yet. Maybe they have a way to ping the Prized Amalgam for 1. I don't know. Opponent hits us for 2, I assume. Hopefully they don't hit anything good. Please don't hit anything good. We go down to 13. Ragavan shows them. Golgari Thug. Okay. That's a little annoying because if it dies, they can get Fury or Grief back. But it also means that if it dies, we get a Golgari Thug in the rotation for us. It looks like they're not casting it, though. They just cast a Fury. Okay. So they're out of cards. They have a pretty fast clock on us. They're not playing Golgari Thug. Number 1 draw for us is Stinkweed Imp here. That would be fantastic. Come on, Stinky. Show me a Stinky. Prized Amalgam. Not what I wanted. Not what I wanted, not what I wanted. Okay. Let's go red-white, leaving up black in case I find Dark Blast for Ragavan. Yes. Let's refresh our hand. We found Dark Blast. Let's play a tapped Steam Vents. Okay, we found a Dredger. And we can get rid of the monkey. But we need to mill like an ox. So we can get back in this game. And we still need to fade them drawing more Dothy Voidwalkers. Opponent attacks for 8. They're going to hit us for 6. Because I'm Dark Blasting Ragavan. Okie dokie. We go down to 8. We dredge. Getting Dark Blast. We find Narcomoeba, that's going to bring back our prized amalgams and give us a blocker, that's nice. I'm going to leave the Mana Confluence in my hand so I have something to discard to Cathartic if I need to. A Surgical Narcomoeba, shit. That's bad. So our opponent can hit us for 4 if we Dark Blast the Fury. So we're not technically dead, we're just very close to being dead. Is it better to dredge another Dark Blast? Or just take a draw and see what I get? If I take a draw, I'm hoping for Cathartic Reunion or Thrilling Discovery, in which case I can't Dark Blast. And then I'm dead to a Bolt. If they dash a Ragavan, I have to Dark Blast, and then I'm looking for an Ox again. Maybe I shouldn't have sided out one of the Oxen, since it's a mid-range deck. Fable the Mirror Breaker, okay. That's annoying. Well, we know what they drew, at least. There's only one Ox in the deck, but there's 7 more Cathartic effects, so I think I just take the draw here and hope for the best. Because my way out is dredging a lot. And getting Creeping Chills, and also somehow blockers. I'm not going to be able to block Fury regardless is the issue. Conflag is already also gone, so I do think I need to take the draw. Alright, cross your fingers for me. Silver Smote Ghoul. I mean, that blocks for a turn, I guess, so... I can... What can I do? I can play Silver Smote Ghoul. 1, 2, 3. Block Fury. And Shaman attacks in... I have to hit a Creeping Chill by... I can't even sacrifice the Silver Smoke Ghoul because the Mana Confluences deal me damage. Well... That sure looks like game to me. I guess we'll play it out. Unfortunate. Yeah, if this wasn't a Mana Confluence, I could survive at 1 by shrinking the Goblin Shaman. I'll just play out the Mana Confluence too to show my opponent what I have. Honestly, pretty fun run for Dredge either way. I'm by no means a Dredge expert, but I enjoy playing the deck, and it's relatively cheap as far as modern decks go, so if it seems like something that you enjoy, you should definitely try it out. It's really easy to rent on Moto, and I don't think it's that much in paper either. Opponent dashes a monkey. I'm going to spitefully Dark Blast the monkey, and then I'll let my opponent hit me for a billion. GG's to our opponent. No 5-0 with Dredge for me quite yet. Block Fury. And damage goes through. Alright. Well, we got a 4-1, which felt like a 3-1 because one of them was extremely short, so we got 5 treasure chests, so let's open those up. And then we'll be pretty much done with the video. Other products. Let's see what we get with these chests. I want more play points. In Garrick's Wake, A3O's 5 play points. That one was a whiff. Got an avatar. We got Minskin Boo. That's fun. I don't know how much that is on Moto. And we got Swans of Bernargal. Is this the Minskin Boo that was seeing some play? I don't remember. I'll have to look it up. I don't think it is since this is the commander one, but I'm not certain. Alright. 3 more. Basically nothing there. Got the octopus from Ravnica Allegiance. I remember that seeing play in Standard. That was pretty fun. And one more chest for us. Let's see what we get. Yes, open it. Cheville and Desecrated Tomb. So not very much. Desecrated Tomb is sort of a fun thing to get from playing Dredge, though. It's fitting. Yeah, Dredge is really fun. We had some really weird games this league between the Mill one and the Belcher one in particular. It seems like Dredge is consistently the weirdest deck to play as far as strange decision lines against different opponents. Let me know what you'd like to see in the comments, and I'll see you then.
Hey everyone, Shoe Nice again. Well, basically, go subscribe to Tezzey's YouTube channel. And for those who made it to the end of the video, thank you.